Are you and your spouse already living separately and apart, but you haven't put anything in writing yet? Hi, I'm Ada Hasloecher with the Divorce and Family Mediation Center. And today I want to talk about this subject because it's very, very important. And there are some things that I think you need to think about and consider if you are doing that or about to do it. So many of my couples come to me at various stages of their marriage and their separation. And many of them have already been living apart for a while, maybe a year, maybe two, maybe three, maybe longer. And if you are doing that without having things in writing, it can get a little complicated when the time comes to put it in writing. So where it's not complicated generally is when couples have children and they have been living separately and apart for a while, and they've been co-parenting their children. They've sort of kind of worked that out already, so that when we work on that and documenting it for the mediation agreement, they've already known what they're doing, how they're doing it, and that is kind of a no-brainer. But the financial stuff, that's where it can really get a little wonky. And this is the reason. Typically, technically, and legally, everything that the couple has accrued during the marriage is considered marital property in New York State, with a few minor exceptions to that rule. So what happens with the retirement plans? In mediation, we talk about what the cutoff date is going to be for valuing. So we start with the marriage date and the cutoff date. That could be an arbitrary date that the couple decides on together. But if they've been living separately and apart for, let's say, 4 or 5 years, and the monies in those retirement plans have been accruing, what cutoff date are they going to be using? Are they using the day that they came into mediation and they're going with present day value? Or are they going to look back and say, well, we separated 3 or 4 years ago, so I want to use that date as the cutoff date? And this is where it can get very tricky if they don't see eye to eye on it. So there's a lot of detail that we really have to talk about and work out together in the mediation. So 2 things: come to my table because we really need to talk about it. But my suggestion would be that if you are considering physically separating from each other with the idea that you are going to formalize your separation with a divorce sooner than later, the sooner you come to the mediation table and talk about this and work it out, the less complicated it's going to be for you. Ada Hasloecher, Divorce and Family Mediation Center. Come to my table and welcome.